Officer Kunkis, how long have you been an officer of Bell Harbor?
Since May of 2011.
Have you worked at any other police department in the state of Florida?
Miami Beach Police Department.
And for how long?
May of 1994 until October 2010.
Do you currently have a concealed weapons permit issued by the state of Florida?
No.
Do you have a concealed weapons permit issued by any state in the United States?
No.
Have you ever been involved with a lawsuit?
Yes.
When?
In the 90s, and yeah, that would be probably the last time, right? Sometime in the 90s.
I'm sorry about that. My printer's shutting down. Sorry about that. I'm sorry. Could you repeat that for me?
In the 1990s.
And what was it for?
There was a car accident, and the attorney tried to say it was my fault for chasing the stolen car, which hit another car.
And what was the outcome?
I don't know.
Did you have to go to court for it?
No, I was just deposed.
Where do you currently reside?
Because of Florida.
It doesn't have to tell. Yeah, I don't want addresses. Just a general area. I'm going to ask some questions. It's just a general. I don't want names. I don't want addresses. Nothing to that effect.
All right. If it's just the county, that's fine.
Yes.
Miami-Dade County.
And are you married, single, divorced?
Married.
And how long?
23 years.
And do you have any kids?
One.
Their age? Once again, I don't want their
age
gender.
Is okay. Don't give the name.
Yes.
Teenager.
13, 15, 18.
17.
Thank you. Have you attended high school?
Yes.
Did you graduate?
Yes.
And where was this high school?
Outside Pittsburgh.
And have you attended college?
Yes.
And where was that?
Penn State.
Nice college. It's a beautiful campus and great alumni. Did you graduated?
Yes.
For your law enforcement training, where did you go for that?
Miami-Dade Community College, School of Justice.
Do you know what 901.151 of the Florida statutes is?
Yeah, in regards to stopping people and frisking them, detaining them.
Correct. In 901.151, I'll skip over because I don't want to jump into that day yet. Do you know what 810.08 of the Florida statutes is?
810.08. Trespassing.
All right, I'll get back to that one. Do you happen to know what 790.25 is?
It has to do with being armed while going on a hunting or fishing expedition.
We'll get to the letters here in a minute, the lettering, but primarily the beginning parts of 790.25. Do you know what that part of the statute? You don't have to give me the verbatim what it says, but just a general consensus what 790.25 says in the Florida statutes.
That it's okay to have a rifle if you're going hunting or fishing.
All right.
Expedition.
I'll give you a little insight. 790.25, the beginning parts, just without the letters or the numbers, it just it pertains to possession of a firearm.
All right.
Now we're going to go to section 3. Do you know what section 3 of 790.25 says?
No, not exactly.
Section 3 states, and I'm not quoting this, I just want to give you a general idea, but the beginning part says, the provisions of Florida statute 790.053 and 790.06 do not apply in the following instances. Do you know what 790.053 is?
No.
Do you know what 790.06 is?
No.
Okay, just so I can give you a little clarity about it, the 790.053 statute pertains to open carry. 790.06 pertains to concealed carry. Is 790.053 in Florida under the Florida statute? Is that illegal in Florida?
I was wondering, can a felon carry a firearm while going fishing or hunting?
That wasn't my question.
All right. I was just wondering.
That wasn't my question.
All right. So you have the book in front of you. Go ahead.
Right now I'm asking you questions and I'm just looking to see if you know the answers.
No.
You don't know if open carry is lawful or illegal in the state of Florida?
It's generally not lawful.
Okay. And then under 790.06, the concealed weapons permit statute, how do you obtain a concealed weapons permit here in Florida?
After a background investigation.
And I know you don't have a concealed weapons permit, but so you wouldn't really understand the general walkthrough of how to get a concealed weapons permit here in the state of Florida.
You fill in the application and mail it in and wait.
Excuse me, Officer Kunkus, are you driving right now?
Not at all. No, I'm perfectly
I see cars moving and I'm not sure if it's you moving or.
No, I'm not moving. I'm
Okay.
in park.
I just see it in the background. I just want to make sure you aren't moving. I just want to make sure I got your full attention right now.
Absolutely not.
All right, thank you. All right. Do you know what the 379 statutes are?
No.
Do you know what 379.105 is?
Nope.
What if I told you that 379.105 is in a general consensus of this statute is harassment of fishers or hunters?
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Under that law, there are penalties for harassment of fishers and hunters or hunters. Do you know what those penalties are?
No, what are the penalties?
The penalties are a second-degree misdemeanor. Have you ever arrested somebody for a second-degree misdemeanor?
Yes.
would you have arrested yourself for if you?
What was the question, sir?
I'm trying to rephrase it in a correct way right now. Have you ever arrested somebody for harassment of fishermen or hunters?
No.
Under 379.354 of the Florida statutes. Do you know what that is?
No.
379.354 in a general nutshell, it pertains to possession of a fishing license and the authorities that I would have to give said license to. Do you know who would check a fishing license?
Generally, the Fish and Wildlife Commission does that.
And do you know what the FWC in Florida actually stands for?
Florida Wildlife Commission.
Under 379 statutes, it primarily deals, or actually it only deals with Florida Wildlife and Commission officers specifically.
I have asked many people for their fishing license.
You have?
Yes, I have.
What authority did you have?
I do it out on the jetty when people are fishing. And I am allowed to ask for it.
Why do you think you have the right to ask for it?
It's a Florida statute. I'm empowered to enforce Florida statutes.
Do you know fishing regulations in the state of Florida?
A few of them.
What are those regulations you know?
Size of snooks, lobster season.
Okay. What are the regulations for snook?
The snook has to be between 14 and 29 inches or some approximate size like that. I'd have to refer to the book.
No problem. If I was to tell you it was 28 inch, or on the east coast of Florida, it's 28 to 32 inches. And on the west coast, it's 28 to 33 inches. Would you agree or disagree with that?
I would say that sounds reasonable.
Well, that's 100% true.
All right. Well, I've never fined anybody for any violation for it.
But my curiosity with this is what legal, if you don't know, like, as you just said, you don't know the law, how can you enforce something that you don't know?
Check the form. You can answer.
By a careful review of the statute before taking any action.
Do you know what the Fourth Amendment is?
Yes.
What is it?
Due process.
If I was to tell you that is not correct, and I was to tell you it's unreasonable searches and seizures, allowing myself to be in possession of my personal property, effects, things of that nature, if I told you that, would you believe me?
All right.
Is that a yes or is that a no?
That's an I don't know.
Okay. All right. We've discussed about the FWC officer, which you are not, correct?
Sorry, my audio is not very good, but go say that
Oh,
again.
I'm sorry. I'll speak up. You are not an FWC officer, correct?
No, I'm not.
When you became a police officer, did you swear or affirm that you would uphold and defend the Constitution, the Florida Constitution, and the laws thereof?
Yes.
Can you, do you have your phone with you or are you on your phone?
No, I'm on a laptop from work.
Okay.
I have my phone with me, yes.
You haven't, can you go ahead and, can you go to Merriam-Webster for me real quick,
No.
please?
What do you want to know?
I'm asking if you know the definition of expedition.
That would be an endeavor undertaken by a group of people to go somewhere and do
Okay.
something.
Just out of curiosity, did your lawyer happen to kind of fill you in on that question?
Hold on one second. I'm going to instruct you not to answer any conversation.
That's fine. That's
we've had
fine.
our privilege.
That's fine. Can you please pull out your phone and go to Merriam-Webster for me, please?
He doesn't have to look anything up. He's just here to answer questions today. So if
All right. Well, give me 1 second. All right.
man, I have no objection. I'll put it up on the screen. I mean, there.
Oh yeah, please, please.
Journey or excursion undertaken for a specific purpose, group of persons making such a journey.
Okay. We're gonna slow this down a little bit, and we're gonna take this just like 790.25 section 3, and then we have multiple subsections in that, correct? We have multiple, it's A through a bunch like J or K or way down there. Anyway, but there's multiple sections of certain definitions of law. Just like in this definition of law or definition, we're going to start at the beginning. The definition of an expedition is a journey or excursion undertaken for a specific purpose. That is the first part. I'm not going to speculate. I'm going to say that's just the first part. The second part is saying the group of persons making such a journey. The second definition is efficient promptness, i.e. speed. The third definition, a sending or setting forth. Would you agree as a reasonable person as section or definition 1, section A, was I on a journey or excursion undertaken for a specific purpose?
So your purpose was eventually to file lawsuits for monetary gain. That was the purpose?
That wasn't my question. My
Oh.
question was, as a reasonable person, would definition 1, section A journey or excursion undertaken for a specific purpose?
Was the purpose
as a
political
reasonable person,
demonstration?
would that be a reasonable definition of what I was doing?
Well, there's your ostensible purpose, then there's your actual purpose.
Well, what was my actual purpose?
Lawsuit.
Do you know how many lawsuits I have?
40.
If I told you I have other than a dismissed lawsuit that I was part of, that got dismissed.
I haven't researched you. No, I don't. I have no idea.
Well, you're saying I have 40 and I've got lots of videos. So, okay. So 40, that's what you're saying. But I'm
just throwing out a number.
Yeah. Well, let's keep it realistic. Like, if you really think that, that's what I would actually ask, is throw out a realistic number. I want to know what you think about this.
All right. What's your next question, sir?
Okay. All right. Can you pull up the definition of emergency?
You want me to put the Merriam-Webster definition or the just Google definition?
No, just Merriam-Webster.
A big problem and has to be dealt with immediately.
All right. The definition is an unforeseen combination of circumstances or the resulting state that calls for immediate action. What was the combination of circumstances that resulted in you had to make immediate action?
You refused to identify yourself while openly carrying firearms.
Before you approached me, what was so necessary that you had to make immediate action?
I was responding to a police complaint
And what was that complaint?
that there was a man carrying a shotgun.
And is it lawful to possess a firearm in the state of Florida?
Yes.
Was I carrying my firearm lawfully in the state of Florida?
Yes. Although you refused to assist me in determining that with surety.
Okay. Once again, I come back to the Fourth Amendment in 901-151. Do you believe I have civil rights?
Yes, you have civil rights.
Do you believe you violated my civil rights?
No, I don't agree.
Scott, I'm not sure if you have like little neck movement or something. Please try not to move your head. Please let your client answer.
I'm
I've
working on
noticed it
multiple
twice.
screens here, so my head's gonna be moving all the time.
I'm trying to pay attention to him, but I'm also trying to pay attention to you. And when I asked that question, I kind of saw something that I didn't really like. But I'll move forward from that. I'm not going to keep beating a dead horse. When somebody is trespassing, do they have to be on their way to that place to be trespassing?
No, they have to be in the location.
Okay. So if somebody is not in a location that they are trespassing, are they breaking the law?
If they're not in the defined areas where entry is prohibited, if they're not within it, then no, they're not breaking any law.
Was I inside the I'm going to call it the jetty, the inlet right there, all the way where
No, we never went to the jetty.
Okay. Can you check anybody carrying a lawful firearm?
You're the only person I've ever seen openly carrying a firearm until you brought your little group later for your further demonstration. I'd never seen anyone openly carrying a firearm in Miami Beach or in Bal Harbor.
That wasn't my question. My question is, can you check anyone carrying a lawful firearm?
Carrying it how?
Concealed or openly while fishing? Or
that is routinely.
We're going to take them one at a time. I don't want to. While they have a concealed weapon, can you check them for said license if they've broken no law?
That is that is a difficult question to answer because the circumstances change.
Okay, I'll give you a scenario.
I'm not really interested in maybe. So ask me a specific question, and maybe this or suppose. Conjecture isn't what we're.
I'm not going to give. I'm going to put a very good scenario that you will run across this. You pull somebody over for speeding. You ask them, do you have a firearm in the car? They say yes. Do you have the right to check their firearms license?
It depends on where the firearm is.
In their glove compartment.
That would be lawfully carried, so no.
If they were concealed carrying it.
I might check their concealed weapons permit for validity and the firearm for whether it's stolen or not.
Whether it's stolen or not?
Yeah, that's
Or
what
just
officers
because-
do. I hear it on the radio constantly.
Okay. But you're not just checking their concealed weapons permit, you're checking to see if their firearms are stolen.
You check the serial number to make sure that it's not wanted or lost or stolen. It's something that is commonly done. I hear it on the radio all the time.
Is that a policy within Bell Harbor?
It is not a policy in Bell Harbor. It's something I hear being done in the county, the Sunny Isles. Just one moment, sir. I'm sorry. Jeff, I can't talk right now. I'm sorry. All right, go ahead, Mr. Taylor.
What is public order?
Public order?
Yes.
Public order is when most people are obeying the law.
Okay. In the video, when you approached me, you told me that because of the situation that it was public order.
Oh, well, a public order about not fishing.
Okay. Why was there no fishing at the Bell Harbor Inlet?
It was, at the time, it was thought that the fishing was congregating, and congregating was to be discouraged as it spread the COVID virus.
Did those signs allow other activities?
There are signs governing other activities, yes.
And do some of those other activities possibly congregate people?
At the time, it was against the law to even go out on the beach, I believe.
Okay.
Congregating in general was discouraged.
I believe it was 6 people or more, social distancing. I think that was the whole COVID thing down south. It was a little different where I'm from, but I remember down there it was like that. Did you admit to what I was doing that day? What I was doing was lawful?
No, wasn't lawful.
Did you admit in the video of that day that what I was doing was lawful?
There was such a law that you were quoting, but it didn't apply.
And you said because it didn't apply because of the COVID, correct? Or the sign because of COVID?
You were not fishing before. You were in an area where fishing was not allowed, and you were going to a place where fishing was not allowed.
Okay.
So if you weren't fishing, then how did the law apply to you?
It says going to and returning from.
Okay,
So,
but you weren't coming from fishing and you weren't going fishing. So how did the law apply to you?
how do you know I wasn't fishing already?
You weren't ready to fish and you were poorly equipped.
I was poorly equipped.
Yes.
Are you a professional fisherman?
I've seen enough people fishing to know what equipped is.
Have you ever seen any of the fish I've ever caught?
Yes, there's one picture of you on YouTube holding a big fish.
That's actually a small fish.
All right.
For me, it's a small fish, but anyway, that's not the point. If I told you I've caught 40 plus fish, 40-inch fish with the lure that was in my bag, and I've done that numerous times, would you believe that
I'm sure you have, but you didn't catch any before you came to us. You didn't catch any fish that day, and you weren't going to catch any fish that day.
Why wasn't I going to catch any fish that day?
Because you weren't going to be fishing where you were heading.
Because of a sign, correct?
Because what?
Because of the sign.
There wasn't, it's the Florida statute about fishing on the bridge, and the jetty was closed to fishing at that time. We did not allow anyone to fish at that time.
Okay.
We routinely chased anyone trying to fish off the jetty every day, all day, and at night.
Did you arrest any of them?
No, we just simply made them leave.
Why didn't you make, why wasn't I able to leave?
Why weren't, what?
Why wasn't I able to leave?
Why didn't you fish?
Why wasn't I able to leave like the
Oh,
people that you kicked off the
because
jetty?
none of those other people were armed and refused to identify themselves.
But they were breaking the law.
They were breaking an emergency order, and they immediately complied with our requests.
Did you give me time to do anything?
Yes, I did.
What time did you give me to
I can't
leave and
tell you
go
how
away?
many minutes or seconds, but we asked you repeatedly to show some identification, and you said that we had no right to ask you for it since you were engaged in fishing. I mean, how did I know that you weren't the next Adam Lanza or Salvador Rojas?
Did anybody get shot before I showed up?
No, but no one got shot before Adam Lanza went to the elementary school. No one got shot before Mr. Salvador went to the elementary school.
Do you think I had ample amount of time to do any harm to anybody from the time I arrived in Bell Harbor until the time I met you?
Yes, you had plenty of time.
And how is my firearm on my person?
It was strapped across your chest.
Were my hands on that firearm?
No, they were on your Gadsden flag.
My hands were full, correct?
Yes.
So that would make it a little difficult for a person trying to do harm when their hands are full.
Well, you can just drop that stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you see how it is very difficult for somebody to hold a firearm with multiple objects in their hands, correct?
Those were things that could be easily discarded.
Absolutely. So from the time I was there until the time I met you, I could have done anything I wanted. I could have hurt people, but I didn't. I was walking with a patriotic flag, a fishing pole, and a GoPro, correct?
That's right.
What part of that for you caused alarm for the citizens?
The AR-15.
A minute ago, you called it a shotgun, so I just want to make sure we're talking about the same firearm.
Yes. You never had a shotgun. You had an AR-15.
Perfect. Do you know the classifications of an AR-15?
The classifications?
Correct.
No. What are the
are there different variants of AR-15s?
Many different variants.
Such as?
Folding stock, fixed stock, with a hand grip, without a hand grip, with a telescopic sight without.
Are any of those illegal?
Excuse me, sir?
Are any of those illegal?
No.
Now I want to go back to the fishing. You said there were people that you just kind of said, hey, go away, go away. And I'm going to go back to the trespassing. Those people were actually trespassing and you didn't cite any of them, correct?
They weren't trespassing. The jetty was closed to fishing. People could walk out there if they wanted to. They were by fishing, that was the violation.
Were they allowed to be there fishing?
To walk, yes.
No, fishing.
No fishing.
No fishing. So if they were out there fishing, they were not allowed to be there, correct?
That's right.
Okay.
No, they had to, there was no fishing allowed. They could walk out there, but just no fishing.
But if they were out there fishing when you showed up, they
So
were,
we tell them to leave.
you would tell them to leave, correct?
Yes, that's right.
All right. Now, under trespassing laws, does that apply in the same fashion that if somebody is trespassing and what is the rules of trespassing as a law enforcement officer?
To be in a place where you're prohibited from being, or you no longer have permission.
And can you ID somebody if they are trespassing?
Well, if you told them your presence here is no longer allowed, you must leave, and they refuse to leave, then that's trespass after warning.
Okay, so perfect. So trespass after warning, you have to give them the option to leave. And then if they do not leave, then you can arrest them, correct?
That's correct.
At what point was I trespassing?
Check the form.
Mr. Taylor, if you had just showed us some identification, this all could have been avoided. But you refused to show identification, saying that since your activity was lawful, which it was, technically, sort of, your intention was at least. If you just showed some identification, then that wouldn't, we didn't arrest you for trespassing. We arrested you for resisting an officer without violence.
And open carry.
Yes.
Do
Because
you know what happened? Do you know what happened to those charges?
they were dropped.